So I want to quickly go through the due dates and penalties on the 1099s just so you're aware of what could happen if this doesn't get done timely. So all the 1099 NECs are due by January 31st, 2024. So just keep that one date in mind as a deadline to get all these done. There are two different forms now, the 1099 NEC and 1099 miscellaneous. I'm not going to go through that for this purposes. I will do a full 1099 webinar in January to go through if anyone wants to prepare these on their own and wants a little bit more background and information on preparing 1099s. But for today, just keep everything January 31st in mind. If you do things by that due date, then you're golden. If you request that I do these for you, I will definitely have everything done well before that deadline for you. Penalties for not filing the 1099s, if they're up to 30 days late, then it's $60 per late filed 1099. If you file them more than 30 days late, but before August 1st of next year, the penalties are $120 per form. If you file them after August 1st, 2024, the IRS increases the penalties to $310 per late filed 1099. Intentional disregard. So if you don't file the 1099s at all, and the IRS finds out, they come in and review your books and records for some reason and see that it wasn't filed, then the penalty is $630 per 1099, or they could issue a penalty for 10% of the form with no maximum. So these really can add up. And let me just say that these penalties are not tied to inflation. So this is someone at the IRS actively having discussions about this and increasing these penalties every year. And so it's on their radar. They know this is easy money for them that they're missing out. So if they come in and audit your books and records for some reason, this is low hanging fruit for them to say you didn't issue 1099s. They'll look at your books and records and see that you paid an accountant or attorney or you paid rent, and they don't see that a 1099 was issued. And that's an easy peasy $630 for them right there. So I guess some people, hey, how will the IRS even know if I didn't file these? There are two questions that they ask on every tax return. So every Schedule C, every Schedule E, and every partnership and S Corp and C Corp return. They're asking questions now. And remember, when you are signing a tax return or your preparer is signing a tax return, you're signing these under threat of perjury, is the way that the wording goes. Everything is true and accurate. So when you say, nope, I didn't have to send any 1099s, so I didn't send any, and then they come back and find out that you had rent and you should have, then, just don't go there. File the 1099s there. It's not a really hard project to take care of. So there's two questions on there. Number one, did you make any payments that would require you to file the Form 1099? And number two, if you answered yes to the first one, did you or will you file the required Forms 1099? So again, those are on every tax return. And trust me, the computers, are paying attention to that. They're creating a database and paying attention to that. So just take these seriously, get them done by the end of January, and you're all good for the year.